Good morning once again. Welcome at my channel. The video I'm going to show you today is about solar power. I decided to install a 5 kVA solar power system with solar panels on the roof and a battery for my house. If you, it's just interesting to think why I did it. If you see in the past the amount of load shedding we have in South Africa, something tells you a story. If you look in the past, when it started, and then all the issues with the power stations, what they couldn't fix, and we still have, after so many years, we still have like the load shedding once a week or once a month at least. And if you think about the reason why we still have load shedding, and the other side is so many people, so many companies. How many companies is there that install solar power systems every day in houses, businesses? If you can look at all this pick and pays, all on the roofs, all of them run mainly on solar power every day. So every day, new power systems get added to the system, and less people use ESCOM power. And if you still have load shedding, it tells you a story that how backwards ESCOM is. It's actually became since the problem started. So, what if there was no solar power systems installed? How many load shedding we should have had up till now? So they just, as I said, it tells a story. If you don't install a solar power system at your house, or at least look at your own household, you're gonna get in trouble. So we can have at certain times. I reckon you're gonna be like have load shedding every day because there's just more and more excuses, and nothing gets done. So you have to look after yourself. It's an expensive story, but you have to do it if you can, just to protect yourself at least, and don't have load shedding every day. And what if the whole system crashed? So this is another story. So, but a 5 kV is expensive, as I say, but it is just at least something to start with. You can always expand. And very interesting is like the controllers of the inverters you get nowadays is very clever devices. They, like mine, is like two inputs of you can two separate inputs, so you can expand. You can put another battery on. You can put parallel. You can, but you have to start somewhere. I used to have like an old small thing system I installed myself, just for a computer at least, and the Wi-Fi and a few lights. But this is too small. 5 kVA, it's a small, it's just enough for the fridges and TVs and computers and lights to last you at least a few hours. How the system works is when with there's not full like summer, at least start of winter, the sun already is not perfectly uh, positioned for maximum output on the solar panels. But you can see at last until by 11 12 o'clock at night, that battery that gets charged during the day lasts you. So you save a lot of power anyway. So it's going to cost you less utility bill. And but at least you get after 12 it gets supplement from ESCOM. So, and a very another interesting story is they say if you have an old power meter outside in the street, if you have excess power, it goes feed back into the system, and then your meter is running backwards. And I actually tested it, and I'll show you in the video how my meter runs backwards instead of normal forward. So so this is actually true. So if you have a new type of system of prepaid system, obviously it's not going to work. But this is a mechanical device. So okay, I've got a video. I made a video, so a few shots here that can show you my system. As I say, it's a small KVA. We use a lux power. You get so many types of inverters nowadays, but it's also, as I said, is what you can afford and what you want. And what also nice is the lithium batteries. It's not the big battery banks you have. So it's like neat and small package that the lithium batteries have nowadays. They're very powerful, and you can discharge them at a higher rate than you should have been allowed with lead acid type of batteries. Another aspect of the solar system is the company who installed your system. I had a few issues with the company who installed my system. They actually had to come back 3 times to fix problems because I have 2 dBs in the house, and then it's a kind of interesting way how you route your system through the dBs, because your high devices that use high current, like your tumble dryer and a washing machine and your dishwasher, had to divert, and then you have to put another what do you call it, earth leakage system in, just for the ones that you divert and still on Eskom. So then they made issues, and they wired it correctly. They just say I had to come back 3 times to fix it, to do it properly. So be careful who you use, but I guess you can't always know what you're getting. But the best is smart to get reference from somebody else, or look at the websites. You can see if they have a proper website. At least you have a backing. And there's another issue, factor of this whole installation. You need backup. If that system inverter failed, and then if you buy it online, or then you have troubles like repairing it, so you can have a long downtime. And so rather use a respectable company that you can come and fix your issues quickly, and at least have some kind of warranty. So, but it's difficult. I know the companies work. The company is big, but they use cheap labor and cheap people to come and check and give you a COC certificate. And then what happened here, my panels, you can see on a video, the installation of the panels is not so neat. So there's a few aspects, but watch them and give feedback and make sure they do it properly. Also help them to do a better installation with the next customer. Okay, this is just, I want to say a few words regarding the solar power. I'll update so now and then. If there's something new coming up on this, still relatively new, and if as time goes by and there's something interesting, I'll post it again. But anyway, thank you for watching, and here's the rest of the video. Okay, here is the inverter setup. It's a Lux Power. Here's the screen on indication what's happening on. There's a Wi-Fi module underneath, and here's the battery pack, 5 kV Shoto 5.12 Shoto battery pack, lithium pack. Here is the battery indication and alarm if the battery is low. Here is the just the fuses that you can pull if there's a short on the batteries or something. Here is the 2 boxes, fuses. Also, I think it comes from the roof with the solar panels. Here's the what do you call it, the surge arrestor. Here is the DC isolator, and here is the AC in from Eskom. This comes now from the other DB box that they diverted through here. It goes in here first and then back again. And the solar power, here's the switch over switch. Here's Eskom. Should you need to use Eskom, you switch this over and then you isolate, get rid of the solar part of it. Okay, relatively neat. Here's all the information in the back of the inverter. So just to I just put a piece of prestige here. The light is too bright. What's happening at the moment here, you can see 0.500 and 0.53, so it's 0.53 kilowatt coming from the panels, and it's like 8:22 in the morning. It is more than what we use. We only use 250 kilowatt, 0.25 kilowatt in the house, so it doesn't use anything from Eskom. So everything comes from the panels, and it's charging the batteries. Okay, it has the battery voltage here also, and there's a happy face here, and there was a warning. See, the battery was low. That happens overnight, so you can everything clearly see in here what's happening here in the front of the panel, and you can obviously change all the settings as you want. See what you want to see, because there's two inputs. Then you can see what both because there's two banks of where the solar panels comes in. We only use PV1. PV2 is not connected yet. If you want to put another set of 6 panels on the roof. So this is my setup. Not too bad. We put it in the washing room because there's fans getting quite noisy. If you should put a kettle on now, then it needs to cool the electronics, obviously, because it needs to take 50 volts, make it to 20, and we don't use all the settings. There's a computer RJ45 communication, obviously, to the unit in the bottom, but they don't use it. The battery runs on its own. The moment the battery is a little bit low, it's about 47 volts, and that's why the alarm is on, so it's busy charging. So you can see here, battery is 47.3 volts, and it's charging at 160 watt, 0.16 kilowatt. Okay, obviously when there's more power available from the panels, it will push more power into the batteries. And okay, this is the solar panels. It's like 440 Canadian solar watt panels on the roof. Installation is not so neat. You see what they do here? They somehow put a normal U channel here. Instead of a bolt and a nut with a bracket, they put like a strap here, and then they posi drive it in the side of the panels. Doesn't look so neat. Look at this one. This one was too short. This is not even past here. It is just barely lying in the thing here, and then they fasten it here. But this is the way that they do it. Here's the other side. This is how they do this ones, with a bolt and a nut. Okay, the previous panels, my old solar system, I still have to put the wire in the roof. I just put them that side for the old batteries. There's a solar geyser. I just have to make them also neat. Okay, this is my solar installation on the roof. Okay, this is the earth leakage that they install for the tumble dryer that they still need to work on the utility. Look at the earth wire. They just twisted the two wires together, and it's not so good. Okay, here follow just a few snapshots of the application on your cell phone or your laptop computer, that you can adjust or see what's going on in your system, the charging, how many watts has come from the panels, how the voltage and the batteries, if the voltage is low, the battery open, and all the settings of the charge times. You can charge it, ask it to charge before a load shedding, make sure the batteries is full. Very interesting. It keeps also a chart of what's happening. You can follow that. This is a very plus point on this systems, that you can remotely sit at work and you can work on your system at home whatever he wants to do, see what's going on there and adjust as you need. Okay, this is, as you say, this is how it looks on your cell phone at the moment. Okay, thanks for watching. This is my story for today. Please subscribe if you're not yet. Till next time, cheers.